first one started out very different. It was going to be a spy movie.
That's
like
true.
Nick was going to be centered around it, and then you went through a lot of changes.
Yep.
For Zootopia 2, what changed the most between the first version we were percolating on to the one we saw on Serene?
Oh gosh, what are you talking about that? Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting. This one was a little different in that we had this true north from the beginning. We knew that we were going to center the movie around the relationship between Nick and Judy, and that we wanted to deepen that relationship and talk about the fact that they really only had 48 hours in the first movie to get to know each other and solve that crime. What happens now? With these characters that are so different, how do they continue forward? And I think the really interesting part for us is that scene at the end of the movie where they actually talk to each other. That was one of the first scenes that really locked in, even from the very first screening a couple of years ago. And so having that as a true north, you know, a lot of the movie moves around, but having something that you're always driving towards wanting to earn, that was really helpful in this version.
Everyone agrees?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like we naturally go through like tons of evolution. Like someone asks us, like, when is the script done? It's never done. Like we will keep working.
It's never done.
Last night when it's scripted.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll work till the very last minute to try to make a better film and stuff, and just to see like our crew going there with us, even when the asks that we put in front of them are enormous. Especially for this one, it's like the biggest film that we've ever done at Disney Animation in 100 years. Yeah. No kidding. So it was a monumental feat, but we're so proud of what everyone did together.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about snakes and gesturing.
Snakes and gesturing, that's right.
Look, we've got Ka, we've got his.
Yep.
You're not breaking a rig when you are animating on those.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges of having your reptile characters?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, just animating Gary as our first CG snake was a huge challenge for the animators because, like you said, there's no arms or legs, and so they had to be very innovative about how does he cross his arms, how does he gesture, how does he do this. I know, but they were very innovative. I think they rose to the challenge.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I think I give so much credit to our design team who designed Gary and our animators who brought him to life, and putting Ke's voice in there just kind of was like a perfect union of all of that. And our animators are so creative and so amazing in how much expression they get out, and whether Gary is moving along but you could just see kind of how he feels on his face and with all the gestures that they did with the tails, and it was truly inspiring.
It's really hard to get an emotional performance on a face with a character that does not have eyelids. But our teams managed to figure out how to do that, and Gary really is the emotional core of the whole movie.
Yeah, I love Gary. I love Ke. Ke's the best.
Of course.
You have a bevy of amazing voice actors.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
What percentage in casting factors into it when their name can be an animal pun?
Oh.
Like, will that push somebody over? Like, that's what gets them.
Patrick Horsburgh.
No, honestly, it's actually the most fun part. We actually never think about it, and then we go, okay, what do we got, and how do we make that happen? So I'd say we love our puns. I think famously in the first film, we got a note saying you're allowed 5 puns maximum, and we said
per minute.
Nope, and we did 1,000,000 puns. I
Who
think
made that rule? I could have made that rule.
No, we ignored it last time. So
Okay, well, there you go.
Would be more one thing to stress you out.
Exactly.
What do you mean we're breaking the pun rule?
Exactly.
I am curious, emotionally, what was the most challenging scene to get right?
Oh gosh, well I think there's one scene that's the crux of the whole movie, and that's the exchange between Judy and Nick at the end of the film where they're burying their souls, and it's so simple. It's just an honest confession between two people who care about each other so much, and but I think just the emotional honesty and how grounded it is. Jared wrote that scene very early, and it really didn't change in the evolution of the script. Many other things evolved around it, but that almost word for word stayed as it was. And then when we got Ginny and Jason in there, their performances are just take the two characters to a whole new level. And then the animators, I think, knew that had to be absolutely great. So our best animators got in there and did like performances like I've never seen. So it's so simple and beautiful, but I can't wait for people to see it, as they go to see the film, because it is really just a milestone in great emotional acting, and that's a tribute to the amazing artists that we work with, and to Ginny and Jason as well.
And I'd also say, to get to that moment, the midpoint, without giving away, the midpoint moment that happens between them is sort of the polar opposite of what happens at that later scene. So getting that correct, so that the later one played right, that took a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of 4D chess.
I like 4D chess,
We weren't expecting the nerd reference
you.
Animation.
I got you, little Vulcan humor. Yep. Beep, bop, boop. Got it.
Anyway, I'm curious, reptiles in general, there's a lot of misconceptions about them.
Yeah, that's true.
What is a misconception about yourself that you would like to take this opportunity to clear up?
Oh.
Oh man, Byron, you start. I would like to hear this.
I am weaker than I look.
Right, so this strong facade is not
this
real?
Masculine. Yeah. Next.
Oh, I'll tell you what. This is true. I can't draw at all. I am the worst artist on the planet. So being at Disney Animation and not being able to draw at all, like I literally will scribble something, and there's a game which is, what did Jared just draw? And no one can guess. There you go.
What's the prize for that game?
My
Shame.
pride. Yeah, that goes to them and away from me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you're an open book? Is that right?
That's me, an open book. I have a secret list of things that happen in my head constantly. I think everybody knows that about me, though.
What's happening right now? She's not going to give us the cheat codes that you're asking for.
Yeah.
So you're very smart.
Yeah,
This is why
That's
she's a
why
great
she's the
producer.
producer.
It's called Taking My Revenge on Byron and Jared. Chapter 1. It begins.
The burn book is hidden in a book somewhere. Anyway, that is my time, y'all. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Hey, thank you so much.